Hey guys, this is the Mid-State League Weekly Podcast. I'm your host, Willie Stimmich, and we've got a short show for you today, and just to update you on the past weekend in Harvest Prep football. Hey guys, we cover Harvest Prep athletics, give you scores, updates, and get you caught up on all things Harvest Prep. Give us a follow on social media, all social media, on Twitter at MSL Weekly. On Facebook.com/MSL Weekly. Hit us up on Instagram at Willie Stimmich Photography, or you can just simply drop an email at info4willie@gmail.com. First segment, we would talk all things Harvest Prep. Second segment, we take you around the league. Third segment, we'll finish strong at the rim and give you all kind of updates and announcements. So, yeah, guys, thank you for tuning in. Thank you for jumping on board. Sorry about the late notice, but we're going to get this out. We're going to get it in, and we're going to get it done. So thanks for tuning in. We're going to give you a quick announcement before we get started. So with that being said, give you a quick announcement. This is the Mid-State League Weekly and the Willie Stimmich Podcast. We'll be right back.
Hi, I'm Beanie Wells. Whatever the sport, wherever it's played, there's one thing that student athletes, coaches, and fans can all share: sportsmanship. The Ohio High School Athletic Association Respect the Game campaign reminds us that school sports are so much more than wins and losses. On behalf of the OHSAA, let's all do our part to make school sports a fun, positive, and rewarding experience that student athletes will remember for a lifetime. Every game, every time, let's all respect the game.
This message presented by the Ohio High School Athletic Association.
Okay, guys, we back. This is the Mid-State League Weekly and the Willie Stimmich Podcast. So thank you guys for tuning in. Harvest Prep defeated Franklin Hts this past weekend. Took care of business. So that final score was 20. Harvest Prep 20, Franklin Hts 0. It's kind of like that third quarter. I don't think nobody even scored in the third quarter. It's kind of like a ground game. Give you the highlights here. Daquan Owens Johnson broke free for an 87-yard touchdown run in the first quarter, and Kalen Jackson ran for two more TDs as Harvest Prep shut out host Franklin Hts this past Friday. Franklin Hts Falcons lost their starting quarterback, Cody Little, for the season with an abrupt injury after he suffered a broken leg in the second quarter. You never want to see that happen to anybody, but, you know, football is a physical sport, so, you know, it is what it is. So, but the backup quarterback, Dane Fernice, he completed 9 of 26 passes for 75 yards in Cody Little's position there. Daquan Owens Johnson finished with 159 yards rushing. Daquan had a good outing. So you know, that's that for the Harvest Prep. They really you know, kind of like got out to like a slow start, but a victory is a victory. But you know, you got to look at the film, look at the tapes. You got to learn from your mistakes and get better on the next outing. Checking out Ohio State, and they scored 77 points, but this ain't got nothing to do with the Mid-State League. But just watching that game, the defense gave up 31 points. I guess it was 31, 33 points, but I never seen Ohio State defense give up that many points in a team that's not even ranked. But, you know, they're going to clean that up. I know they are. So that final score was Harvest Prep 20, Franklin Hts 0. In the first quarter, about a minute to go, like I said, Daquan Owens Johnson with an 80-yard rushing touchdown. They gave Harvest Prep a 6-0 lead. And still under a minute to go in the first quarter, Kalen Jackson had a 2-yard rushing touchdown, which gave Harvest Prep a 12-0 lead over Franklin Hts. And that kind of like was the end of the first quarter. Harvest Prep 12, Franklin Hts nothing. And there was no scoring, I believe, in the second quarter, which brought it to halftime. Harvest Prep 12, Franklin Hts nothing. But coming out in the third quarter with 9 minutes to go, Rashawn Goins' interception on the Franklin Hts pass put the Harvest Prep in on the 3-yard line. I guess it was 12-0. But that offense kind of stalled on that one too. So, you know, was about the only highlight in the third quarter. And that third quarter ended with Harvest Prep 12, Franklin Heights nothing. Kind of like a low-scoring game. Fourth quarter, 7 minutes to go. Kalen Jackson with a 10-yard rushing touchdown, which gave Harvest Prep 18-0 lead. And then in the fourth quarter, with 7 minutes to go, Harvest Prep Kalen Jackson rushed for a 2-point conversion after that touchdown, which gave Harvest Prep 20-0 lead. And that was your final, 20-0. Harvest Prep over Franklin Heights. Some, give you the numbers here. By the numbers, total yards, Harvest Prep had 492 total yards. Franklin Heights 183. Rushing for yards, Harvest Prep rushed 44 times for 487 yards. Franklin Heights 21 times for 56. That was a stall rushing game there. Complete attempts, Harvest Prep threw 9 times for 1 completion. No touchdowns on that. And Franklin Heights 34-16, no touchdowns. Yards passing, Harvest Prep threw for 5 yards total passing. And while Franklin Heights 127. So those are your numbers. Let me give you the rushing numbers. Harvest Prep rushing, Daquan Owens Johnson rushed 17 times for 159 yards, average 9 points a carry. 9 yards a carry, and he had 1 touchdown. Moses Davis rushed 16 times for 45 yards, 2.5, almost 3 yards a carry. And Kalen Jackson rushed 6 times for 34 yards, 5 yards per carry. And he had 2 touchdowns. So that was your numbers for Harvest Prep. In Franklin Heights, Cody Little's replacement, Dane Penice, threw 9 completions for 28 attempts, 9 completions for 75 yards and no touchdowns. Those are your numbers. Your scores by the numbers. So what's up next for Harvest Prep? I think it's Franklin Heights. So Franklin Heights beat Harvest Prep last year 55-48 in a shootout. That was a great game. Harvest Prep had 5 more minutes in that game. I think they would have won. But this year, Franklin Heights kind of like Mifflin. I'll say Franklin Heights. Mifflin 55, Harvest Prep 48 last year. So this is Harvest Prep next opponent, and Mifflin is struggling a little bit this year. First game, they got spanked by Walnut Ridge 55-7. And second game, they got spanked again by Chillicothe, 56-14. I might have to check that, but that's what I got, 56-14. So they are 0-2 this year. So that is Harvest Prep next opponent, which is Mifflin. Let's take a quick break, guys. So we come back, we're going to give you scores around the league. This is the Mid-State League Weekly. My name is Willie Stimmage.
Soccer encompasses everything in my life. My family, my friends, my teammates. A lot of the pressure of being good at it made me miss a lot of the other aspects of the game, and it became a lot more challenging towards the end of my high school career and through college. When I was the Rookie of the Year in the WPS and I didn't make the national team and I watched them play that World Cup, I was a heartbroken athlete. Playing abroad changed everything for me. It was the first time I felt that none of the past mattered. I was here and they were going to judge me purely on how I was playing today. That lack of expectation and pressure gave me the freedom and spirit to really find my passion for the game again. So it was kind of the roundabout way to the national team, and I always say it's not a dream come true, it's the dream come true. I'm Kristen Press, and I'm a forward on the U.S. Women's National Team.
Okay, guys, we're back. This is the Mid-State League Weekly and the Willie Stimmage Podcast. Just keep you up informed on all things Harvest Prep. So let's get it, guys. Let's get into it. Let's take you around the league here. Mid-State League scores. Worthington Christian 26, Northmore 48. Connor Becker rumbled for 262 yards on 3 touchdowns as Northmore, which is 2-0, built a 41-6 lead at halftime, and they took the advantage over Worthington Christian in that game. Hunter Marriott threw 2 touchdown passes to Wyatt Reeder to punctuate the half, and Northmore finished with 476 total yards on offense. Jake Thompson returned an interception for 20 yards for a touchdown and caught an 87-yard touchdown pass in the second half for the Warriors. And that final score was 48-26. Worthington Christian taking a loss in that one. Other scores, Bishop Rosecrans 35, Notre Dame 26. Columbus South defeated Burn Union 28-6. Bishop Catholic defeated Crestline 35-7. Grove City Christian lost to Tuscarora Catholic Central Catholic 14-6. Got a tight, close game. So I guess they had a chance to win that. And then Fairfield Christian 13, Simeon Valley 19, as Fairfield Christian come up on the short end of the stick. If anybody out there knows if Millersport has a basketball team, football team, I have not found nothing on football for Millersport. Do they even have a team? So you hit me up on the email, info4willie@gmail.com. That's INFO, the number 4, and my name, WILLIE, @gmail.com. I need to know if they got a team or not, because first 2 games, I haven't seen nothing on Millersport. So, are they still in existence? What's going on with Millersport? And take another quick break, guys. We come back, we're going to finish strong at the rim, and we're going to wrap it up. This is the Mid-State League Weekly. My name is Willie Stimmich.
I drink chocolate milk.
Studies show that chocolate milk is the best beverage to replenish muscles after exercise. Its unique package combines protein, carbohydrates, and electrolytes to refresh tired muscles. Drink 16 ounces after exercise to replace fluid loss and maintain your hydration. Chocolate milk is a great tasting carbohydrate source to refuel your body.
Not all sports drinks are created equal.
Your body deserves it.
Okay, guys, we're back for this last round. This is the Mid-State League Weekly and the Willie Stimmich Podcast. I'm your host, Willie Stimmich. We're going to take you right on in and let's close this out with a few announcements. Basically, Harvest Prep announcements. Upcoming September 4th, middle school football, Harvest Prep middle school football. We're taking on Bishop Fenwick at home. Middle school volleyball, we're taking on Burn Union at home. Varsity volleyball, we're taking on Burn Union at home. And then September the 5th, varsity soccer, we're taking on Wellington. That would be at home. And then September the 6th, middle school volleyball, we'll be taking on Bishop Fenwick, and that game will be away. So that's it for that announcement. To give you the remaining of Harvest Prep schedule, so you could be up close and in person with Harvest Prep. This week they'll be playing Columbus Mifflin. That game will be at home. That game is Friday, September the 7th. Then the next week, September 14th, they'll be taking on Worthington Christian at Worthington Christian. September 21st, they take on Bishop Rosecrans at home. September 28th, they take on Millersport. I see Millersport on the schedule. I guess they do have a team. They'll be at Millersport. October the 5th, Burn Union will be at Harvest Prep. October the 12th, Grove City Christian Harvest Prep will be taking on Grove City Christian at Grove City Christian. And October the 19th, Harvest Prep will be taking on Fisher Catholic at home. And the last game will be October, let me see what that is here. I think it's October, make sure I got it right here. October 28th, yeah. October 28th, they'll be taking on Fairfield. I'm sorry, not October 28th. October 26th. October 26th, they'll be taking on Fairfield Christian Academy. So there you have it. That's Harvest Prep remaining football schedule. So with that being said, guys, that's a wrap for today. Just want to give a shout out to some important people here. Give a shout out to Jerry Snodgrass, the executive director of the OSHAA. Give a shout out to Tim Shree, the director of communication. And give a shout out to the Harper's Prep Athletics, Mr. Dave Wolf and Coach Dave Dennis. Thank you, listening audience, for listening. If you missed any one of these shows, you could also go look at it on YouTube, recap it on YouTube, SoundCloud, Twitter, Facebook. So with that being said, guys, I'm Willie Stimmage, and I got two fingers up. You can't see it, but that means peace out. Have a great week.